Okay, so as part of our Southern Nature Art Exhibition interview series, I'm speaking with Sylviane, who is a painter mainly specialising in seascapes, but other things as well. And we're just going to have a little conversation about her painting and her artwork and why art and things. So, okay, so I was going to first of all ask, how did it all start? So why did you begin painting? And you said about 10 years ago or so? Or?
Yeah, I just used to love it. I used to go to, when I was very young, I think I was about 22, my favorite place was Place du Tertre in Paris, in Sacré-Cœur. And I used to go there and watch how people were painting. And I got friendly with guys, the painters, and they were saying to me, these are for the tourists. So I bashed that into second flat, and they were. It was just quite extraordinary, clack, 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 with a palette knife. They were, producing a painting within 5 minutes. But he said, I'll show you the real stuff. And one time he invited me to his house to see actually his proper painting, and not the bread and butter, which obviously needed for making a living.
Yeah.
So it was quite interesting, and that's why I always wanted to learn and to do that. I think to me that was really important. To at some point in my life, I wanted to go back to that. So I had to wait until I was retired. That's that. So I went to art classes locally. I live in Hampshire, and that was nearby me. And the first day when I went there, I thought I was going to wet my pants because I was so nervous. So what am I doing here? What am I doing here? And bit by bit, I started to pick up techniques and learn. And now I've not been for good 18 months at least, maybe more, 2 years. And I felt that it's a horrible thing to say. I can't phrase it any better. I don't mean to be derogative. I felt I was wasting my time. So I felt that as much as I learned as much as I could from that group, and I felt that I was not enjoying it because I felt I didn't want to copy. In fact, funny enough, one of the best painting I've done, I was utterly cheesed off, and I missed out a lot because we traveled from France to England every 8 weeks. So I'm never there to follow a proper course. Out of a year being enrolled, I probably been present about half a dozen times because we are traveling all the time, and it's just very difficult to attend, really.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was asked to do an exercise. Here you are. And I said, well, I don't like that photograph. I prefer to do this one. Said, no, you got to do that one first. I said, oh, okay. Then if she really wants me to do that, so I get on with it. And I was really, really cheesed off. That was clack, clack, clack. And I think that was one of the best ones I ever done. So it's just bizarre. And it's not me. I'm a perfectionist. Until I'm happy, until everything is just so, I won't let it go. I'll just show you one of the painting. I signed it, and normally when I sign it, I'm done. But I look at it, it's for a friend of mine. So there's a couple of things which aren't pleasing, which I'm going to retouch before I give it to you. Yeah, you can see that way.
Yeah.
Just about having the screen, but there is a couple of things which bother me, and because of that, I'll have to touch it.
Right.
So that's what it is.
That's lovely. So what is your process for producing a painting? So where do you start from? Or
I think when I feel I've given as much as I can possibly give in terms of composition, loveliness of the colors, aesthetic. And I think, yes, I'm done. And then I stop. But I'm not a fast painter. And I know my friends think I'm too finicky. But I think you are what you are. You can't change your personality, really. And to me, until it is the best I can give on a canvas or pastel or whatever, I can't let it go. It has happened when people have. My husband is terrible for criticizing. He just can't help it. And one time I was doing a pastel and I couldn't get the eyes right because the photo was absolutely atrocious. And because of that, I couldn't quite see the definition of the eyes. So my husband criticized it. So I just tore it and say, okay, goes to the bin then. I can start again. And that's how intense I am about my work, I suppose.
That's good though, because it shows that you really care about it and they are beautiful paintings. So obviously your process works, and you know it. But an amazing, especially seascapes. I loved the sea and seeing that. So why did you choose, or did you choose seascapes, or did you?
No, I just love the sea, and we go snorkeling, diving.
Oh wow!
So I think I always go back to that subject on another because I love it. And my husband does a lot of photography underwater. So I often use his painting to do composition. I'll show you some of what I've done, which is pure imagination of what. I hope I'm not going to lose the signal again.
Oh no. Oh, hopefully it'll be fine.
But I'll try to do the same again. Don't know if you're going to see very well, but that's what you see underwater, and I absolutely love it. That was one of the first seascape underwater I've done. So
I love the colours.
Well, this is it. I think that's what defines me. I'm not. I don't like fade color. I like vibrant color, and this is one I will never sell because my husband likes it. But that's the one I've done from Indonesia. That was a sky in Indonesia. Wow. So it is quite extraordinary colors.
Yes.
And because of that, I'm drawn by the sea. I can't help it. It's I've done. I'll show you what I've done, which is not the sea.
Oh wow!
So that's maybe over.
Yeah.
So just about.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was the confinement, and this one as well was for the confinement. There's a rare one, which is not a seascape.
Yes. Yeah. But again, the vibrant colours still, you can see that the vibrant colours are really important. And
yeah, no, as I said, I think that's what defines me really. I like vivid colours. Yeah. I think I'm developing my style with that.
So have you, this must be, say you travel to France and England, between France and England quite a lot, and your painting was in an Indonesian seascape. So do you travel a lot to the sea for inspiration, either in these countries, or have you traveled more and taken that photographs and used them as inspiration?
Yes, I think that's what I do. I think most of the time my husband pick a place where it's guaranteed good snorkeling. I think that's what we really do love when we go anywhere. We can see a lot of things. So, and then you can take a lot of photos. And to be fair, when you get good material, it's much easier to work with. You can change the composition, you can do what you want, But if you get a good photo to start with, excuse me, then it's not so bad to try to arrange the colors and the style and the shape as you see fit.
Yes, yeah.
So,
I can imagine. I don't think my creativity is not great, so I would need something to work off if I was using it, but I'm in no shape or form an artist. I'm not very good at that. So yeah, I was going to ask you if you've been like, diving or snorkeling, but obviously that's one of your, you know, hobbies or things to do as well. So apart from the inspiration, the physical inspiration that you have, are there any artists in particular whose work inspires you, or do you just?
yeah, I mean, I love Renoir,
Yeah.
and absolutely love him. I don't know if you see, but I got one of my favorite photo, painting, and that was as well when we moved here, when we bought that property. At the end, this is, I think, one of the most beautiful painting of Renoir.
Yeah.
It's called The Dancer.
Yes.
But I absolutely love it. And I think when I bought, some copies of, when I had it in my lounge, I said, no, I need to go back to it, and I need to do some painting myself. And that's really what started it up.
Yeah. Oh. So apart from, so obviously that's obviously not a seascape. Would you be interested in painting anything like that involving people, or do you do that as well?
I've started a course on portrait with a gentleman called Max Kidmore, and I love him to bits. He's a very laid-back character, very easygoing. I love his, how I can say, his way to teach. And I've started my first portrait with him a few weeks ago. So, and I'm really thrilled. I think I'm absolutely delighted that I'm learning new techniques. I think it's always good to stretch yourself, and I think it allows me to go further into my artwork. So it's funny when he said he was going to do some courses on portrait. At the time, I thought I'm not ready. I got still too much to learn to go into that field, and I thought, oh, hell with it. I'll see how far I get, and I was really pleased. So I started my first portrait, and it's coming along okay. So I'm very happy.
Okay. So, I think that's one of those good things, is you can never stop learning. I think that's another thing with art, of there's always more to learn. There's always, you know, so many more skills and different people doing incredible things. You can always learn from other people.
Each other, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think this gentleman is very talented, and I think I love the way he passes on his techniques and his knowledges. Yeah. So it is. But even Renoir said to people, I've got so much to learn. That's what he said. So you see, somebody as talented as himself, he was still craving to learn more.
Yeah. It's a role model and something we should all follow, definitely. So we always keep learning. So how has creating artwork, you know, been beneficial to you? Is it, especially perhaps during the last year of lockdown, and it's been quite difficult, you know, not doing anything or going out and about or travel? Has it helped you in a way? Obviously?
Oh, very much so. Very much so. I think when I am painting, I forget the rest of the world, and I think probably it's true for every artist. And I think it's very, very difficult when you sometimes I faff around, because monthly I can't quite bring myself to start. But when I don't know why, it's that anxiety of starting. But when I have started, forget it. You can't take me out. It's one or the other. And my husband gets really worked up with me because, sometimes he cooks dinner and he says, it's ready. Yeah, I'm coming. Definitely coming. But I can't let it go. It's as bad as that. It's very addictive.
Okay, so what do you have any advice for people about creating their own artwork, like how they should get over, especially that anxiety about starting a piece? It's like, what would you advise people to do?
Go for it. Just go for it. What the hell? Don't let people put you down as for start. Don't just enjoy it, and you know, you'll be surprised. I think I did my very first pastel, and when we were, that was another lady I was learning with, and I stopped because she was doing a lot of watercolors. I'm not interested at all in watercolors. It's not for me. And but I love pastels, and she was also teaching pastels at times to times. So I went there, and when I started, I was, oh my God, I just can't do anything with that, and I'm absolutely rubbish. And I don't know, I was disappointed, but I suppose I was that I couldn't get into doing something with it. And I persevered, took it in France with me, and it was the summer, so I was just plodding along and working on it, and I absolutely loved it. And when I became ill that year, and my husband got it framed for me, and just to look at it, I was having so much joy, thinking, I can't believe I actually produced that. I did that. And it's just a pleasure that, oh yeah, after all, I can do something. So I think that's a message I would give to anybody starting up. Don't give up. Okay, there is bad days. I had a terrible day. I shouldn't have touched my drawing. That was absolutely stupid. And we all go there when more you work at it and worse it becomes, and you get frustrated with it and irritated. And there is days it's magic. Everything you touch is beautiful. So you got to forget about the bad days and build on, things that you have done. So, oh yeah, I did that. And I'm sure that if you got enthusiasm to start, you can produce something and you'll be pleased at some point with what you produce. So the answer is never give up, keep going.
Definitely, and I think that's kind of true of everything in life. Of like, there's always going to be good days and bad days, and I guess it's just that reflection in your artwork of why should this be the thing you give up. It's like, if you want to do it, you should, give it a go. So you mentioned pastels as well. Would that be your favorite medium?
I love pastels. I'll show you that first drawing I was telling you about.
Yes.
You have seen all of my artwork here.
Oh, that's great.
Oops.
Oh, wow. Oh,
that's a rabbit I was telling you. I did the face and I couldn't get to do anything with it, and I was getting really disenchanted. And bit by bit, it just worked. So I absolutely love working with pastels when I'm on holiday, because it's you get fed up to it after a while, and okay, we go snorkeling, we do this, we do that, but sometimes I actually love just working with my pastel on the sunbed or wherever, and it doesn't take much room in a suitcase. You can take it anywhere you like, and it's no big deal, and it's very satisfying. So yes, I always take my pastel on holiday to do a drawing. And then I'll do animals, surprisingly. I won't do seascape. I do all the animals on pastels.
Oh, that's amazing though. The rabbit's so cute, so adorable. And that was your first pastel piece. I can only imagine.
That was my first pastel.
They look now, they must be amazing.
Sorry. I was going to say that's another thing I would give to any people starting up. Don't accept to do any work, especially when you start to get going, with absolutely rubbishy photo, because it becomes a nightmare. It's really, really hard to work. I'll explain you. I'll show you. You're going to be seasick by the time you finish with me. I'll show you what I'm doing now. And I'm getting really, really frustrated because the photo is so bad. I can't see the definition. I can't. It's hard work. That's what I'm trying to do, and I'll show you the photo. I don't know if you can see the photo very well.
I see.
So you see my point now is unbelievably difficult because the definition on there to work with, and so whoever starts tells them, if you want something, you give me a damn good photo. Because otherwise it's just it's frustrating. You can't give your best because the photo is so bad.
So is that like a pet portrait? Are you doing portraits?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Her daughter asked me to do a satis for her mother's 60th birthday. Oh. So I can't go and take a photo myself. It'll be too obvious.
Yeah.
So he has got eye problem as well. So because of that, I had to use the eyes of another cat from internet to pretend, the colors were his colors. But even the rest of the photo is diabolical. And as best she could do, I said, all right, I have to work with that.
Oh, no. Oh, hopefully it won't take too long. But
I got until the 15th of August, so I got to get cracking with it.
Yeah, with birthday, it's a deadline. So, oh no. So another thing I was going to ask, I read that you were looking for some more recognition for your work and to give you motivation. And so what does recognition mean to you? Is it showing your pieces at an exhibition? Is it meeting other people and hearing their story, or what's?
I think that when I started to paint, I couldn't bring myself to sell any of my paintings. I felt I was selling my babies. Yeah. So I just couldn't do it. I gave loads away to friends and whatever, but never actually sold any because I couldn't bring myself to do so. And now I realize that if you want recognition for what you do, you got to go into that path. So I changed my tune completely. And that's why I've entered the Southern Artist Exhibition.
Yeah.
It's my very first exhibition.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
So I accept now if you want to be recognized for what you do, you need to sell one another to have the recognition that your work is worth something. So I don't know. I've changed my attitude about that. Okay. So yes, I would like to sell for that purpose, to have some form of recognition.
Yeah. Would that add to motivation for you, or knowing which pieces to paint, etc.? Would that help, or?
No, because at the end, I will only paint what I feel like painting. Yeah. I'm terrible like that. So I can't. I've applied to exhibit with a London Biennale, and I was not taken for the exhibition, but I looked on internet who was taken, and that was not for me, and really wasn't for me. There were very few which were to my taste, but most of it was, to me, gross. That's how I looked at it. I mean, I know artists are something very different from one artist to another, but I think some of them were almost on the verge of pornographic. So I didn't like it. And I thought I could never exhibit in places like that because my artwork will never suit them. It's not what I do. There were one in particular which I thought it was gross because it looked like almost a tumor being squeezed in and out, sort of thing. So I said, would you want that to your lounge? Not really. And that's how I looked at it. I just thought, obviously, judges who like that kind of style will only promote people with this style. And my good friend Mike said before I entered any pop exhibition or competition or whatever, I look at the judges and I look at what they do. And if it is well behind, not behind, but not at all what I'm doing in terms of artwork, I won't even bother. And I think, yes, that's a very good attitude. It's no point to have a negative feelings, a negative answer, because your artwork doesn't fit with these people. So you might as well not bother. So I think that was a good lesson to learn.
Yes, and I suppose it's kind of a community feel as well. When you go to an exhibition, you see the other artists and you kind of want to be on a similar wavelength. And I suppose with your seascapes, and we are looking at nature, I think, in our exhibition, and you can then meet these people like-minded, and you know that it's all in a similar vein rather than a mixture. So is that why you're taking part for that? Again, we said the recognition, but also meeting other people who think alike. Is that important?
I won't be there for that exhibition because we will be still in France, and it hasn't worked out at all
that's a shame.
for me. Well, in normal circumstances, we would have done, but because every time we had to go to France, we had to have 3 PCRs, this and that, quarantine and all the rest of it. I'm saturated with it. And so this year, I was very, very pleased that Caroline helped me. And she took my canvases for me. And so if she couldn't have done it, I wouldn't have bothered. I would have had to let go and enter next year. But she was sweet enough to do that. So I'm grateful to her. And I think next year I'll be more organized and I can come to the exhibition on the D-Day. It won't be any more quarantine and this and that. And we are going through a 3rd wave now. So God knows what's going to happen in August. Are they going to stop people traveling again? I don't know. So I couldn't take that risk really.
No.
So it's what it is.
Yeah.
It's what it is. But next year, all being well, it'll be a lot easier. And I can make sure I'll be there for that weekend in August and participate. And I would love to see also what other people do, because it is very interesting. And to discuss, chat with other people and discuss their artwork. It's always very, I'm losing my English, I'm sorry, Megan.
Okay.
I was going to say it brings you a lot. It's
meaningful.
Yeah, I can't remember the word in English. That's why I can only find it in French at the moment, which is no good.
That's okay. Unfortunately, I can't speak French, so I can't help. So what are we going to be seeing from you at the exhibition? Do you have your piece? That Caroline has them, obviously, but
she has. It's three, 2 seascapes and one which is actually an angelfish, which is one photo of my husband has taken, and I have done also different compositions from that photo. So that's funny enough. I did a dinner party last Sunday, and a friend of mine said, "Oh, what have you done with that painting you did last year?" I said, "Which one?" I couldn't work out what she was on about. And she said, "Yeah, your fish." "Ah, my angelfish." I said, "He's gone for an exhibition." But she said I was keen to buy it. So I think if it doesn't sell with the 1,000 exhibition, I will sell it to her. So
that's good.
That will be my very first artwork that I will actually have sold to anybody.
Wow. That's amazing. We'll love seeing your pieces. I mean, it would be lovely to see you as well at the exhibition, but I mean, the world's a bit of a crazy place. So it's a shame that, but hopefully next year, definitely, hopefully, everything should be back to normal and we can all be together in Faroe together. And not have to worry about, all the extra things. But no. Oh, it's been lovely talking to you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, and me too.
And I look forward to seeing your work, and then hopefully another time see you in person eventually.
It'll be lovely to meet you, Megan, and I'm very grateful for Nick and Caroline to do that, because it's not that often you get people who are dedicated like they are to which are local, because there is not that many in Hampshire who you know, in Loxis, Fareham, and in that area is very little. So there is Titchfield, but they didn't do anything this year, and it's good that Caroline and Nick have actually continued with that exhibition and didn't pull out because of COVID and everything. So I'm grateful to them. That's what I can say.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm sure they'll appreciate that, definitely. And thank you for being involved in the exhibition as well. Like, it wouldn't happen without you as well. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your time.